Welcome back to Torah in 10 Parshat Metzora. I'm Jody Burkell, and I'm so excited to be here with you again. If you're new and haven't subscribed yet, I would be so grateful if you did. We're continuing on a similar track to last week. We're talking about the power of speech. Did you grow up with the rhyme, "Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me"? I sure did. As children, we sung this song, but as adults, we know how utterly untrue this is. In fact, bones that break heal, but words, they may never leave us. Many of us are walking around carrying wounds of words spoken to us as children into adulthood. What's it doing? It's stunting our growth and holding us back from reaching our personal potential. It's interesting, and Rabbi Sacks notes that these two parshas, this week's and last week's, are spending a lot of time on the theme of a skin disease known as tsaharas. The sages were confused. Why the focus at such length on a condition if the Torah is not a medical book, but a book of law, morality, and spirituality? The answer they gave is that tsaharas was a punishment for lashon hara, evil, hateful, or derogatory speech. Our sages spoke so strongly about lashon hara more than any other offense. They said that it's as bad as committing all three cardinal sins: idolatry, incest, and murder. Why are words treated with such seriousness in Judaism? Because not only is Judaism a religion of holy places, holy people, sacred times, and rituals, Judaism is a religion of holy words. With words, God created the world, and God said, "Let there be," and there was. Through words, God communicated with human beings. In Judaism, language itself is holy. We call it in Hebrew, Lashon HaKodesh, the language of holiness. That's why lashon hara, the use of language to harm, is taken so seriously. It involves taking something holy and using it for the purposes of unholiness. Just as God created the world with words, so can we create and destroy relationships with words. In much of my study, I've learned countless times about lashon hara, but not as much about the commandment for lashon tov, good speech. But according to Maimonides, to speak in praise of people is part of the commandment to love your neighbor as yourself. Remember how important it is to speak to ourselves with positive words? We would never say to anyone some of the things that we say to ourselves in our head. So we've got to start there. We have to stop with the "I'm not good enough" playlist that goes on in our heads. I'm not good enough parent. I'm not good enough spouse, colleague, fill in the blank. I'm not talented enough. Because this leads us to walk around with low self-esteem and causes us unnecessary anxiety and worry. We can want to improve and grow in certain areas of life, and we should. But we can get there without beating ourselves up along the way. We need to speak to ourselves with kindness. I read such a beautiful quote. It says, "I still have a long way to go, but I'm already so far from where I used to be, and I'm proud of that." This type of language builds, and we need more of it. The power of praise has been a large focus of modern psychology. We know a lot more about the effects of praise, both positive and negative. The idea is to try and stay away from general praise. Rather, be very specific when giving praise to those around us. You see, there's a difference between general praise, saying to our kids, "I love you," and saying to them, "I love the way you are so thoughtful with others." Because when a compliment is too general, it doesn't mean as much. Kids want to know that we care enough about them to notice specific things they do. So we've got to take the time to point something out that is definitive, especially if we hope they will repeat it. This isn't just a nice idea for our children. This is a life-changing idea for each and every one of us. A simple thank you to a colleague for a job well done, or saying, I appreciated your help with something to a spouse or friend, can make all the difference. Praising those around us daily, specifically, and sincerely is an incredibly powerful way to build connections and deepen our relationships. By focusing our praise on the positives we see in others, catching them doing good, as Sarah Hannah Radcliffe likes to say, can literally transform our interactions and our desire to do more of what we're being praised for, because we rise and fall with words. If Lashon Hara destroys, praise given daily, specifically, and sincerely is the antidote. It heals what Lashon Hara harms. Evil speech destroys relationships. Good speech repairs them. So in any relationship that matters to you, deliver praise daily. Rabbi Sacks teaches us, seeing and praising the good in people makes them better people, makes us a better person, and strengthens the bonds between us. Olam Chesed Yibaneh. We will build this world with love, one kind word at a time. Please subscribe to the channel, and I look forward to learning together next week. Wishing you all a Shabbat Shalom.